to continue to stand with the people.
The champ is here.
I will not lose.
I'm a bad man. I took up the world.
Yes, welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with we. My name is EJ, and I got my man,
MH.
He is the DB of the show, and we are Black in Sports, giving a voice to the culture that won't shut up and dribble. Today, man, we're bringing you back inside the locker rooms where we talk about the topics in and around the game. MH, ready to do this?
Yes, sir.
All right, man, let's hit him with it.
With the first pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Philadelphia 76ers select Allen Iverson from Georgetown University. And the San Antonio Spurs select Tim Duncan from Wake Forest University. The Los Angeles Clippers select Michael Olowokandi from University of Pacific. The Chicago Bulls select Elton Brand from Duke University.
Yeah, so if you didn't get it, you know what I'm saying, it was a couple of the first round picks, starting with the question and the answer. Man, we want to talk a little bit about the NBA draft. So, MH, ready to do this?
Yeah, I am, man.
All right, man. So, the 2022 NBA draft, right, man? What's your thoughts about let's just start with the draft, man. You know, like all sports have different kind of drafts, and you know, some do it better than others. But we're coming into the NBA drafts, man. So, kind of give me your thoughts.
Yeah, I like the NBA draft. I've always kind of grew up watching it, probably since that time with Iverson that we mentioned, and even before then. Because it's only 2 rounds. It used to be longer, but it's only 2 rounds. And for a novice fan that's, you know, not plugged into the NBA like I feel like I am with football, I think it's easy to follow. And, you know, after the first 10 to 15 lottery picks, you know who's going where, and you can kind of have some familiarity with the players. It's a little more difficult now because there's multiple paths to get into the league, but I've always liked the NBA draft, and I'm excited about the upcoming draft here going on in Brooklyn.
It's in Brooklyn in the okay.
In the Barclays.
In the Barclays, absolutely. Mm-hmm. No, man. I mean, one of the things that you touched on is really why I guess just at least definitely this year. You know, I don't know all of like the big names, right? Because there's multiple ways for these, you know, guys getting to the league and things like that. So with that, man, I mean, like, so who are you watching? Like, who's the top? Like, do you have an understanding of who the top people that are going to go in? And what's your thoughts around that?
Yeah, I think there's a consensus now this year that the top 3 picks kind of solidified in some areas or some order. I think that's still being determined. But, you know, Jabari Smith of Auburn, Chet Holmgren of Gonzaga, and Paolo Banchero of Duke have been the names at the top of the draft probably since the college basketball season. All 3 of those guys play college basketball, which shows, again, the positive of going to college because you get to see them in the tournament and you kind of get familiarity with them.
I knew you was put that shit in there.
Versus some other kids that we haven't seen, like a Dyson Daniels who played in the G League, and you know, Shaedon Sharpe, who has some things, and he's not necessarily playing, and even a local kid, Jaden Hardy, who also played in the G League. We just didn't see them play as much because they were, you know, took a different route to professionals. But you know, hopefully they all get drafted and they all have a good story about it.
Well, see, that's the thing, right? So out of this argument that we constantly have about going to college and that whole thing experience, I think that's one of the feathers in your cap that I will agree with you is, especially around basketball, is that these kids don't get to kind of grow, you know, one, learn the game. I mean, if we want to talk fundamentally, but 2, just we don't get to know them. We don't get to watch them through the March Madness or, you know, their like college championships and become like, you know, household names where you can, you know, I mean, hell, that's why everybody still hates Christian Laettner, right? Like,
right.
We got to go through and have those stories. And when you're talking not only the one and done, but just the multiple avenues of how they can get to the league, it's kind of watered it down. It's that for me. And like I said, I'll give you that point in your college argument.
Yeah, the NBA is kind of weird, just because they only have to be 1 year removed from high school graduation to be drafted. And while that's good to get, I guess, money as soon as possible to help out, generational wealth. Um, you pick on potential from high school, essentially. These kids have just went to prom less than 20 months ago, probably. So you don't really kind of build familiarity with them because they're in and out so quick into the draft, and you don't start seeing that level of stardom or familiarity, I guess, with them until the NBA. And some make it and some sadly don't make it. So it's almost like a really quick lifespan of like popularity by these players. I mean, the weird thing about it is bro, like right now is as popular as they're going to be for 90% of the draft, right? This is as popular as they're going to be at 18, 19, 20 years old. I love Paulo Banchero. I think he's going to be a star, the guy from Duke.
Yeah,
but if Paulo is not a star within the first 24 months of him, or we seeing progressions of him being a star within the first 24 months of him being in the NBA, well, we're going to be looking at the drafts, next year and the year after, and and sooner or later he's just going to be a contract, a good contract or a bad contract. He's not even going to be a player, right? So he'll be a bust quicker than he'll be a star.
Oh yes,
essentially how we,
that's how we
essentially how we kind of do the NBA, and this is the height of their stardom, I believe, unless they really progress into something else. So it's interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to Spencer, right? Like he created the hardship rule, man. I mean, he fought to get that, to have these opportunities. I just think that it should be a hardship, or it should be like what do you call it? A one-off, not the rule. You know what I mean? So I think that's what we're kind of getting into. So, well, I mean, somehow, some way we get into it, but do you have a wish list for your Knicks, man?
I do, man.
You ready for this? Have you been have you been like studying and like assessing the needs and things like that, man?
I've been assessing the needs for a few months now that we got eliminated. You
had some time,
like February, March of the NBA season. So I've had some time to kind of look at who's going to be available. And we different from the NFL, which we follow pretty closely. It's not just based on records that their drafts are picked, which I have some opinions about. It's kind of based on, hey, it's a lottery system for pick 1 through 14. So this year, the NBA seems to never let the lottery fix go right for the Knicks. I shouldn't say fix.
You're calling it the lottery fix, like that's
they don't fix it right. They don't fix it right.
Ever since y'all lost Zion, man, it ain't been
man.
Right. Before
they changed the rule that year, so they changed the rule to even out the odds a little bit. And that was the year we had the worst working in the league, had the best odds to get the number 1 pick, and we ended up with the number 3 pick. RJ Barrett is great, but it wasn't Zion. So with that all being said, the Knicks picking at 11 this year. And if they stay at 11, there's a couple kids that I like if available. I think Dyson Daniels, who's also we mentioned earlier, is in the G League. Benedict Mathurin, who's Arizona kid, had a really good season, but really showed up in the tournament, so to speak. Johnny Davis,
they paying him out there in Arizona, so
yeah, he's getting paid. Johnny Davis, who's a Wisconsin guard, also played well in the tournament. But I guess if there was a wish list, if you tell me this is your pick, this is what you want to do, I'll trade all our future first round picks or whatever it takes to get to the number 4 spot and get Jaden Ivey of Purdue. That's what I'll do. That's what we need to do, and I think that's what we're going to do tomorrow. I should say tomorrow, whenever it is. Yep. Trade all the picks. Trade our pick number 11. Trade next year's pick. Trade some Dallas picks that we have. Go ahead and move up to number 4.
Who was that? Is that the who's the coach that did that for Ricky Williams?
Oh, Mike Dicker traded his whole draft. Yeah, we need to do that. We need to go ahead and do that for Jaden Ivey. Go ahead and make it happen.
All right. Well, we'll definitely be watching for that. And this is definitely one of those history book things, man. Sometimes hell, they say the Boston was watching Draymond's podcast to get, how to defend him, man. So maybe they'll listen in and figure out.
Maybe they listen in. Maybe they listen in.
For sure. All right, man. So interesting thing, that kind of came up, man. We've had this talk about it, and like I love that, the creativity of us, man. So I'll let you bring it in, man. What should we do now, man, around the draft?
Yeah, I think you recently posted, or there was a post that we saw and that we discussed about some of the top movies, and sports movies, and they had a system ranking kind of like March Madness, and there was Air Bud there, and we were like,
the bracket was off.
Yeah, I think the bracket setup was okay, but I think we would have some different selections. So in honor of the NBA draft, we're going to have our own kind of lottery picks off our top sports movies. So we're going to go back and forth. We're going to have a top 4 selection of top movies that we would select, discuss why we select those movies. We want you guys to join in and let us know what you guys think of our rosters. We'll have 4 each, and then you drop your 4. We'll be your top 4 this pick. So we'll start this off with the 2022 Black in Sports movie draft with the first selection. I should say the EJ is on the clock. I should have said that a long time ago. So EJ's on the clock for the number 1 selection of the 2022 Black in Sports movie draft. What you going with, EJ?
All right. So for the first pick now, okay, so
don't let it be a bust. Don't let it be a Kwame. You gotta be
not a bust. All right.
No disrespect, Kwame.
Hey,
we
do not need that heat.
No disrespect, sir. My apologies.
So this is a movie draft, and we're not pigeonholed by the genre because we are doing this around the NBA. But for my first pick, and I should have hit the pick is in, right? But my first pick is Remember the Titans, man. Yes. Yes. It's a great movie, but it has historical reference, and it's got our boy Denzel or Denzel, how it came out on social media. Like he said, everybody's been pronouncing his name wrong. So Denzel or Denzel, as I know him, his mama called him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay. I think it's historical significance, of what we've, fought to fight to go through, being a black coach and integrating football, man. That would be my number 1. I mean, you got Denzel as your leading actor. I mean, come on, man. I think that's my first round draft pick, man.
Yeah, I don't know if I can argue that.
Let's go.
It's a good choice.
Right, thank you. I hope that I don't believe that will be a bust. All right, so what you got for me, man? What's your first round draft pick? There's a lot of stuff on the board now.
Yeah, there's a lot on the board. So I'm that weird guy, right? I'm the guy that thinks I'm an analytics guy when it comes to draft. I think I know more than I probably do, right? So with my first pick, I'm going to go with also a historical figure in this sports movie, but I'm going to go with Above the Rim.
Wow. Yeah. So that's on the list, man.
It's on the list. It's my first round pick. Oh. So Tupac, Birdie was great. So this was the movie took place in the era of classic black 90s movies, right? We had Menace to Society, we had Boys in the Hood. These are all classics, and somewhere in there, Above the Rim was in that mold. Kylie Watson got a pick at Georgetown. My man Shep he would probably be the number 1 draft choice this year, the 2022 draft, in khakis. How cold he was in that game. So with the number 1 pick for the Hayes portion of sports movies, I'm going to go with Above the Rim.
Wow.
We shocking the world.
Wow. Hey. Wow. Cold hard booms, man.
They can't forget what we were. They can't erase what we were.
What we were.
I'm talking about they had all kinds of actors in that. Marlon Wayans, I mean, come on, Bernie Mac.
So
Woo!
listen, so back to back, I don't know why we don't look up his name. The dude that acts in everything. He's in both of our movies. He's the defensive left side, right
Yeah.
side, and
My man,
he just played he just played Spencer on Winning Time. Now that's funny. That's hilarious.
Out of black actors, he got to be, as far as athlete, he got to be getting close to at least top 5.
Oh, he's the Samuel L. Jackson of movies for sports movies, at least. Definitely, man.
What is my man's name? God, we got to get his name.
We got to get that.
We got to give him some credit. Why can't I think of his name?
All right, that's a good one, man. So, man, that's kind of made me switch it up a little bit, man. We may have to talk about trades and stuff like that. You know, we're gonna wait down a little later. Hold on, we want to do snake draft?
Wood Harris. I can't
Wood
disrespect
Harris.
it. Wood Harris. There we go.
Wood Harris, yes, in everything.
In
All right,
everything.
shout out to Wood Harris. All right, you want to go back to back? You got your other one, and then we'll snake drafts, and then I'll get 2 back to back.
Okay. Dang, he kind of threw me off a little bit there.
See, that's the thing, right? I got to keep you on your toes, man. I got to keep you on your toes because you came out with that.
Yeah, I did. Okay. So with my other pick, and I'm not a huge fan of this movie, but I think it deserves to be top 3, 4, however we want to look at it, just because of its relevance.
Okay.
I got to go with Love and Basketball.
Really? I did not think you would pick that.
Yeah, you know, you got to go with a safe. That's a safe pick. What they call it? That's a safe pick. That's a 10-year starter right there. Love and Basketball got to be a starter.
Hey, quality throughout. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. You know, it'll get a watch. You know, you can watch it with the lady. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so you get cool points on that.
It's going to be on TNT at least 3 times a year. You know what I mean? Like we're going to see it on network television as well. So yeah, you got to go with that. That's a safe pick.
So 2 back-to-back basketballs for you, huh?
Yep. I mean, I'm in the NBA draft mode.
You're in the NBA draft mode. So that kind of has me torn, and I don't want to give up what we got going on here in the war room. But I'm noticing that, and I don't know if I want to. All right, my second pick. All right. This is a tough one.
It's tough.
I'm gonna go with Blindside.
Wow. Now ladies and gentlemen, that's a shocker.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that you got to look at the your screen. Who you the TV analyst right now looking around? Who?
They're like, why they pick? Yes.
What college she go to?
So, all right, another historical reference. All right, Michael Orr. You know, a rags to riches, tug at your heart. You know, thing in there. Had the white, was it the white savior mentality that they talk about in the films, right? So
that's mentality, all right. Yep.
That's definitely talked about in a lot of our movies, right? But yeah, Blindside.
Okay.
I like the fact that it told a story that, you know, a lot of people didn't know about. And then it's so funny. Like he was probably, hey, we'll do a story about yours, because it's not a unique, it's not like a normal story, right? It's definitely outside the box.
Yep.
But then he hated it, right? Like he hated how he got depicted.
Mike Orr didn't like that, man.
He did not like it at all, right? And it's like that's the thing that you think about when you talk about movies and like real life to, you know, once the producers in Hollywood cut you that check, they have, what do they call it? That I mean, it's the same thing that they're doing with the Showtime, the HBO special, because they're giving a little bit of liberties to, like, you know, sensationalize, some would say. So yeah, man, just threw that out.
Okay, I like it.
Right. So, coming back, since we're doing back to back, so number 3 is Coach Carter.
I like it.
Coach Carter.
I like it.
Some of the people that they had hooping, but you know, it had like so many storylines, right? Even the thing from because we know we've played, and the coach's son was on the team, you know, and then that struggle about, you know, him having to be a father to everybody and not just his son, and then, you know, the trials he goes through, and also has some. So I'm going a lot of historical references or context right now. You know what I mean? So, Coach Carter. And then, Samuel L. in there as a basketball coach.
Yeah, man. You almost made me have to trade up. I'm almost have to move some picks around. So I like Samuel L. Good choice.
Samuel
I like
L's
that.
coach. And then, then the speech, there's a lot of quotables in there, man. So boom. All right.
So I've had 2 picks, right?
Yep. This will be 3.
This would be 3. Okay. So for my third pick, let me huddle up my team. This was another movie out at the late 90s.
Okay.
He was coming off some of his sitcom type of stardom. Started off in Living Color, then had his own name like show. And then he moved into another stratosphere as far as movies and his career after this movie. So with my third pick, I got to go with Any Given Sunday.
Damn it. Well done.
That guy's
Well
Jamie
done.
Foxx. Yeah, I like that
Well
one.
done. No,
like
it's
that one.
Willie Beeman.
It's Willie Beeman.
It's Willie Beeman. Let's go. No, man. A lot of stuff in that movie, right? Like the historical context. LL and what's his name beefing because he punched him like for real.
Oh, real life. LL thought he was really a running back, according to Jamie Foxx. He really got
Terrell
into his
Owens
role.
was in the movie, little cameo.
T.O.
And then once again, Al Pacino as a coach. Like a little far-fetched, but I loved every minute of it.
Correct.
Yeah, so that was on the list. So that's where I was kind of going before Blind, but like I was trying. Good shit, man. All right. So you want to wrap it up, man? This will be your 4th and final pick.
Yeah, this is tough for me, man. I got a couple of movies that I really like.
I know. So you talking about? I'm not gonna say it. I know which one it is.
Don't say it.
Okay.
So there's one movie that I really like, based on some NBA stars, but I feel like I got a couple of basketball movies. I got a football movie. So I'm gonna go outside the box here because I don't like this individual, but he played his role to a T, to the point where he carried his role out into real life. So with my last pick, I'm going with King Richard. Yes, sir. Will Smith, baby.
Wow.
Will Smith, King Richard. He literally slapped the man because he thought he was still King Richard Williams there. So
he thought he was still protecting the babies.
He started, he was still pulling. So yeah. Shout out to Serena.
Man, that's okay. That's way to top off your last pick, man.
Yeah, I think this is a championship, boy. I think this is
there you go. That's a nice lineup you got there. All right. Last and final picks. See, I'm thinking about going on the box here. A lot of historical. You know what? I think I'm torn between these two. I'm torn between right now. I like that you went outside. I'm torn between football and basketball again. All right.
Okay.
So what is it? What have I shown so far? 2 football back to back, and
yeah, Coach Carter was your last pick. I like that.
So
I like that pick.
I'm gonna go with White Man Can't Jump.
It had to. It was gonna be my undrafted free agent if you didn't get it. After the draft, I was about to call him up. Wesley, hey, I need you on the team.
Man, you can't hear Jimmy. You can't hear Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck is it?
Yeah.
Come on, Billy.
I was about to call it up. Yep.
Yeah, that was a tough one, man. I was gonna go another route, do another football, but I had to throw in there. I had to throw that in there, man.
Okay, so gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the votes out here. So let me read my final roster here, a top 4. We want you guys to join in also and give us your top 4. Leave it in the comments. Number 1, I had Above the Rim. Number 2, I had Loving Basketball. 3, I had Any Given Sunday. And 4, last but not least, King Richard. Go ahead and say MH won that and throw your team in there. Thank you.
I'm not even going to say, because I will actually agree with you on that. I will definitely agree with you, especially when you went with your above the rim is just even the soundtrack right now.
Cold.
Even
I'm about
the
to go watch it.
soundtrack.
I'm about to go watch it off. Cold.
And I don't know. We need to figure out that bracket because there's some stuff that I would definitely throw in there. What was things that was like just like that you kind of put on there?
Some movies
Just
that I would put on.
Just run off a couple.
Number one would be Blue Chips. I really like that movie with Shaq and Penny Hardaway. That was a great movie. I was really close to selecting that number 4 before I saw Will Smith's shorts, and I said, yeah, he got to be number 4. And then another movie that it's not I guess as popular, but it was one of my favorite movies growing up was The Sixth Man. I love that movie. I wanted to go to Washington for about 3 weeks because of that movie.
Because of that.
Washington. Yeah, literally. So that would be 2 like honorable mentions that I'll be thinking like, yeah, I might have to add.
That's
what about you?
And then when you threw in the King Richard, because like I was just like, I was thinking more historical, but like past, like older or whatever. But no, you went from back to forth. So yeah, you got a chip on that. Radio. Thinking about radio. What was the other one on here?
Ali. You like Ali?
Ali's a good one.
Okay.
I mean, is it one of those that like you would sit and watch? I think it was one of those like I watched it. It was cool, but I don't think it's one of those like if it's on again, like I'm sitting down because isn't it long as hell too?
Long.
Yeah, like that. Nah, I'm good. I was thinking like the program. He Got Game.
Oh,
Jesus. Come on, man. Yeah, man. There was a couple in there. So,
He Got Game.
He Got Game, man. So just going back.
We might have to make some cuts, man.
I'm telling you, man. We gonna do the whole bracket, man. We got to do like a Sweet 16 bracket, and then let's see what the people say, man. Because like, and then once you start talking, like, do we bring in, like 42, the Jackie Robinson story, or do we bring in like, there's so many things to do that. So like, yeah, that was good stuff, man.
One movie that I was gonna bring in, but it's not really like a black classic. Not that was our only thoughts of this, but
and that was kind of like my thing too, right? Like it had to either be like leading about us without too much of the,
yeah. Fast Time at Ridgemont High is a classic. I don't know if it's a sports movie, it's just like a comedy, but
I guess
what Forrest Whitaker did in that football game based on his car, if he will be drafted number 1 in all drafts based on what he did to that high school team. So check it out. 1982. If y'all haven't seen it, you need to go watch that. It was one of Forrest Whitaker's early movies.
And so that's the other thing, right? Because like that was where I was putting like, do you put Jerry Maguire in there? Because it's more about Tom Cruise, but it is talking about what was Cuba's name in there?
I don't know. Wide receiver number 85. I can't remember.
85 for the Cardinals. No, they did a movie on the Cardinals, by the way, which is hilarious in its own right.
But that's a classic, man. You're right.
That's a classic, right? So it's just kind of because he was the main, person over. I think that was his main client. Or whatever. So, that was definitely fun, man. We definitely want to get this out there. We'd love to have your comments, man. So anything else for the people, man?
Good luck to those prospects getting drafted here soon, and. That's luck.
I'm excited to see him in
excited to see him
in summer league.
In summer league, yes, sir. We'll get a good look at him pretty quickly here. So I'm very excited about it.
Sounds good, man. Well, there you have it, man. The first official Black and Sports movie draft, man. You'll probably hear a little more about this because we're gonna talk offline about this a whole lot more after the show. Just want to thank you to people for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. Please share the show. Please follow us on YouTube because visual representation matters. And remember, stay safe, practice gratitude, and know we're rooting for you.
Screaming, all us blacks got is sports and entertainment until we even.
Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Look. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. Spent about 2 racks on handmade new rags. Assuming I'm rooting for everybody that's black. That's everybody from sports to college class to rap and back.